So how did I make $1,065 trading Amazon put options? So looking at Amazon at 11:43. And looking at on the 30-minute time chart. So 11:43. Let's see, not this one, but this candle right here. So basically the 12 candle, as soon as I saw that that Amazon approached the 20-day moving average, I bought a couple of Amazon put options and then waited for a rejection. That didn't occur, and around 13:17 I bought five more Amazon put options. So this candle 13:17, which is this candle right here. So basically as soon as I saw that it almost approached the 50-day moving average, I bought more Amazon put options. Same deal with the around 13:19, and then around 15:56, so literally around closing time of the market, I sold out the position, and basically that's how I made an easy gain of $1,065 trading Amazon put options. So literally this trade did take a while, but it was totally worth it at the very end. And basically what the goal is that you're trying to use the moving averages as either entry points basically, and then you're trying to play either calls or puts depending on how the moving averages are looking on the 30-minute time chart or whatever time chart you're looking at on specifically. But for me, the strategy works the best on the 30-minute time chart. And basically step one, after analyzing whether you're playing calls or puts, and after using the moving averages, you get into a position, try to manage your risk tolerance level. For me personally, I try to sell out the position once it's up either 5 or 10%, and then after it reaches those percentage targets, I sell out the position, move on to the next trade, and repeat this cycle over and over again, whether I'm playing calls or puts. In this case, I played Amazon puts because I was like, okay, basically the moving averages look a little, well, how they look like on the chart basically indicates that there could be a possible bearish trend throughout the day. And basically when I saw that, okay, I see that the 50 and the 20 and the 9-day moving average look like this on the chart, I'm like, that's an indicator that most likely that particular stock is going to suffer a bearish trend throughout the day. So I was like, okay, like I said, right, that's 11:43. So basically the 12 candle, I bought Amazon put options, and then 13:17 and 13:19. So let's see, this candle right here. So basically as soon as I saw that, okay, Amazon is getting close to the 50-day moving average, let me buy some more Amazon put options. I do believe that once it approaches the 50-day moving average and gets rejected by the 50-day moving average, we're going to see a reversal towards the downside. And that's what exactly happened. So when I sold out at 15:56, so the 16 candle, when I sold out the position, that's how I made an easy gain of $1,065. And I feel like what most people struggle when it comes to selling out their position, I feel like the easiest way you can know when to sell out your position is by, I like to do it this way. This is one way I can do it. So one way that I'll do, when I want to exit out of a trade, right? So let's say I bought put options like how I just explained to you guys, right? I bought put options as soon as it approached the 11:30 candle, right? Or I mean the 12 candle. And then let's say I bought more options as soon as it got close to the 50-day moving average. And then let's say I bought more call options as soon as it touched the 50-day moving average on the 14 candle, right? So basically what I would do next is that I would wait for the rejection of the 50-day moving average. And then once I see that, okay, I want to know where to sell, right? So basically where I would sell out the position would be as soon as it lands on the 9-day moving average, or approaches the 9-day moving average, or if I'm feeling really confident in the trade and I know that I could see more downwards trend from Amazon, then I'll basically sell out as soon as it somewhat gets close to the 20-day moving average. And that's how I would basically try to analyze of where to sell out the position, or know when to sell out the position. That way, in case for whatever reason it decides to use that, let's say for whatever reason Amazon decides to rebound, I sold out as soon as it either approached the 9-day moving average, or as soon as it approached somewhat close to the 20-day moving average. Or what you could do is you could analyze the previous candles and you could look at their lows, right? So look at the previous candle's lows, right? So this low says 200.86, this candle reads 200.69, this candle reads 200.84, this candle reads 201.06. So basically if I see that Amazon got rejected by the 50-day moving average, right? I'm going to look at the previous candles and see what was the closest low that Amazon could approach. So if I see that 2000, if I see 201 with 6 cents approach, if I see that number, I'm going to sell out as soon as I see that number as soon as that number gets approached. That's another way you could do it. That's like a second way. Sometimes I do that, but sometimes I try to stick to selling out the position once I see that it approaches a certain moving average. Or the third way that you could do it is like, you have your game plan set in mind, and your risk tolerance level, and your percentage targets that you want to hit, whether it be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50% gainers, etc., right? Use your head. Know that, okay, once I see that my position is up 10%, or for example, if I see that my position is approaching being up 13.95%, sell out the position, move on to the next trade, and do the same thing over and over again. And try to manage your risk tolerance level, or where to cut your losses. My personal way that I cut losses is that once I see that the position is down 10%, I cut my losses, move on to the next trade, and I try to manage my risk tolerance level for the next trade. So that's pretty much it. That's how I traded Amazon. I feel like anyone can use moving averages in a way. I feel like that's probably the easiest indicator to learn. And that's pretty much it. As always, this is not financial advice. As always, take care. Bye.